Hello, welcome back. It's been a long time since we've done this series. I was in Canada for a little bit, got really busy with work, and then have been super busy all of the last sort of 4 or 5 weekends, been away a couple of times. So, getting back to it now. I've played through it on the Steam Deck in Canada, so we are through to January 2026 now. So, let's go through the first 6 months of the 25-26 season, the first season of the second division in Spain. See how we've been getting on, and hopefully try and not forget anything that we have to go through. So if I transition over, here we go. So let's take a look first of all at the league. We are 18th out of 22, just above the relegation zone. We've got 5 wins, 3 draws, and 11 losses. We'll look through the schedule in a second. Tino Kaufman is the top scorer. Luzmi Cruz has the second most assists, but we are struggling with yellow cards down here. We haven't really had to deal with too many injuries this year. So we'll go through and look at the schedule. Here we are. We started off terribly. What's that? Our first win was against Rayo Vallecano. Obviously a former La Liga team. And then we managed to trounce Real Madrid Castilla. So September we had a couple of really, really good results in there. Probably could have won this game as well. I think they scored 2 quite late on. Oh no, we scored 1 late on to make it look a bit nicer. Really, really struggled in October. November picked back up, beat Alaves, Zamora, and Andorra, lost to Racing Santander and Ibiza. And then again had a little bit of a dodgy December. This team here, Copa del Rey first round against Rayo. They're like 2 or 3 divisions below us. We played a pretty much full strength side. We really should have done a lot better there. The next few games we've got, we're playing Mallorca in 11th, Huesca, Girona, and Burgos. 3 quite winnable games there. And then this February is going to be difficult. And then from then on, it's not too much of a poor running until the end of the season. So hopefully we can. Deportivo are a division below us, I believe. So hopefully we can get past them, get into the 3rd round. Struggle a bit in February, but pick up some good results the rest of the way. I don't think we're not in any other competitions. So let's go through the transfers. A transfer I didn't really want to make, but had to because he was kicking off. Jacobo Rey went to Middlesbrough for 60,000 to start with, 275,000 after add-ons. That's already gone up to 100,000. Very good player. He is available on loan. I might see if I can loan him back until the end of the year. Just sort of stay in touch with him. I hope we can get him back at some point because he is a very good player. I don't know how good the report says that he could be in the future. If we say potentially La Liga standard. So as we get up this table, 2 or 3 years we're looking to get promoted. He would be a player I'd really like to sign back permanently. And in 3 years he's going to be 22 and not even hitting his peak by then. Aside from that, Russian Hepburn Murphy, we got on free, I think, and then sold him within a month for 10k. We just got some better players in at the same time. Decided not to keep him. Christian Molina, who was really good the first season, wasn't very good the last couple of seasons. He left for 10k as well. I think they both dropped a division from us. And if we look at the players we brought in Rezondo. Very good little player. I like playing him behind the striker, to be honest. He does spend a lot of time on the bench, but is one of the first few subs that we make. Damien Sashia, let's go with. He's coming at left back a lot this year, which means that we can play the left back we have been playing there most of the time. I'm all out of sorts with the team, having not played it for probably about 3 or 4 weeks at this point. Jose David. Rather than playing him left back, we can shift him over to the middle. We've also gone to a back three, which lets us play Borg and Ponte alongside him. Sasia can cover in the middle if we really need. But I think we've gone over to 5 at the back within the last 3 or 4 games. So it's been David, Borg and Ponte, if we can. Let's just see for that. I think this game we play 4 at the back. David, Borg, Ponte, yeah. So this was 3 at the back. This will have been 4 at the back. So yeah, we only went over to it in December. So to grind out this result with Tenerife against Tenerife with that formation, and then I'm fairly sure we played 4 at the back here just to go a bit more attacking. Cecilia, so Luis Mi Cruz is a decent little player. He comes on the wings quite a lot. He started a few games this season as well. We've got Tino Kaufmann is on loan from Leipzig. He's starting up front pretty much every game. He's got 12 in 20, so really nice little player there. We've got Danny Lorenzo has come in on loan from Rennes, playing centre mid. Nice player, decent rating for the team. Paul Prats is sort of a bench option to come on out wide, and Roque Mesa has been a very recent addition, just with him being Canary and a decent contract, quite old but still really good mentals, especially to play this sort of deep line playmaker, maybe even Mazzala sort of role in the 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 has Luis Mi Cruz and Tino Kaufmann up front. It generally looks a little different to this, what we've played with it. Jose David comes in there. Sasia will play left wing back. Michael Madu will normally fit in somewhere here, maybe box to box. And then we can just mess around with it. This guy, Luis Ndai, has been really good for us this year. 6.55 average rating doesn't really tell the story. He's been really solid for us. And obviously moving forward now into wing back. But he could be a good player for the future. Having a player like this as well is really nice on the bench. Especially for a 3-5-2 where he can play sort of anywhere I need him to. He's one of the first few subs I make just to strengthen up any position, essentially. I think that is about it. Let's check the club vision. We are slightly above wages, so I'm going to look to make 1 or 2 moves out in January just to stabilise that. If we can get 3 or 4 moves out in January, we'll be looking to bring Jacobo Ray in on loan. Outside of that, I'm not sure if there's many positions we actually need to upgrade here. I really want to hold on to Jose Javier, but he has Brentford and Burnley are interested. So if we could hold on to him, I would love to. I think he's got a release clause of something like 5 million. So if they want to trouble getting up to that 1 million, 2 million mark, we might have to think about it. But my hope is that he can stay first choice for a long time. He's only 19 still. I think Pablo is wanted but out on loan. Ratinho has requested a transfer. Mainly because we've switched to this, but also when we go to 4 at the back, it's Ratinho on the right and Landa on the left. I'm not sure where he is in the squad. I can't see him. Here he is. Jon Landa on the left. But also we've been mixing in Luis Cruz, Paul Prats, Pablo's even played out there a couple of times this year, Angel Esteban, Oscar Salas. We've got a lot of wingers that we're trying to get all of them game time essentially. So the main worry for me is keeping Jose Javier through January. At the very least, keeping him until next summer. So yeah, stabilise some of these wages. Play defensively solid football. We aren't defensively solid at the minute, hence the change to 5 at the back. Counter-attacking football, we're doing okay. Make the most of set pieces. I don't concentrate on that. It might be worth looking at some corner routines, seeing if we can get that fixed out, especially with having 3 centre-backs. Just throw them all up there, see what happens. Attempt to avoid relegation, we're currently on for that, and be competitive in the Copa del Rey. Obviously, we've reached the second round. We're against a team who's slightly below us. I'd like to win that and see what we can do. And then the next few years is just attempting to avoid relegation. I'm hoping that by this season we're mid-table. By this season we're looking at playoffs. If we don't win the playoffs by 29-30, we'll be looking to push up to win outright. Those are the hopes. So, I don't think we've had anything for the youth system so far. Let me check if there's been any Canary Island games. I think there have. Yeah, here we are. So the last one we'll have covered, I think, will have been this win against Albania. We've drawn against Kazakhstan with Yeremy Pino scoring. Lost against Italy, which was fairly predictable. Slightly better result than last time. Pedro scored that goal. Drew 1-1 against Sweden, which was a really nice result. Pino again scoring. Lost to Bosnia and Herzegovina, which I really would have liked to win, but I think Jorge Sainz got sent off 8 minutes in. At that point the game was over really. And then had a 2-1 win over Kazakhstan recently. Omar Mascarell and Pedro scoring there. That leaves us UEFA Nations League C. We are promoted from there, which I think we were last time. The World Cup qualification, we failed to qualify for the World Cup. There was only one qualification from our group. I think we might have stopped Sweden from qualifying. Yeah, Sweden will have qualified ahead of Scotland, I think, due to the ratings of us 3, had we not drawn with them. To be honest, in this system, if you're not going to win the group, you have to finish on 17, 18, 19 points really to be able to get out of the group. We were 2 wins off 17. I don't think there was ever any really hope. We have a few youngsters in the squad now. If I go to general info, we've got Rafael Luque, who's come through at Las Palmas. Very, very, very good player. We got Pachi Vioria, come through at Tenerife. Decent player. Will probably be a centre-back for a few years at top level. James Dixon, who I think came through at Las Palmas. Really good mentals, really good physical. Needs work technically, but, right back, centre mid. Not sure what he's going to be for the national team, but we'll see. Then we have Adam Arvello. Good little player. We have a guy come through at Southampton. I think his name's James Jones. We've of course got Lewis Borg from Lanzarote. What was this guy? James Jones, here he is. James Jones, right back on loan from Southampton to Gotchpe. Really good player. He's going to be a mainstay for a few years at least. James Dixon we've gone through. There are a couple of others who are quite decent coming through. We've got a couple of players, Adrian Tabar, Alberto Alonso, Oscar Salas, obviously from Lanzarote. Got Jacobo Ray, who's now playing in the Championship. So I think we're a few years off having a Canary Island side that can qualify for a World Cup. But at least next year will be slightly higher in the rankings for the UEFA Nations League. So we'll be playing better opposition. And then from there, it's just about figuring out what we can do against them. So I will end the episode here. And I will see you for the next one, which we will do at the end of the season. Potentially at the beginning of next season, if we stay up and it's fairly unremarkable. If we finish 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th sort of range, I might do the episode at the end of the summer transfer window, so maybe 2 or 3 games into next season. So I will see you then. Thank you for watching.